Welcome, Tim.
Hey, Mark.
I'm looking forward to having you present to Dallas digital marketers at the end of this month. And just start with a few questions. What's some of the challenges that digital marketers face regarding YouTube marketing?
I think the biggest challenge is people are scared to be on the camera, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there are tools out there that you can use that you don't have to be on camera. The other problem is SEO. I use YouTube marketing for my SEO campaigns, and there's not really terribly wrong ways to do SEO. A lot of people have their own methods. I use video for it, and some people call it, I'm mixing with black hat type stuff now, because I've been able to use video and be able to rank positions, people, companies, whatever, generally on page one within either a few hours or within 24 hours, all white hat methods, all with competitive keywords. Now, I may not teach those type of tricks. You have to pay me $1 million for me to give that over, but I'm going to give you some information during the presentation about how you could steal other people's keywords. And I say steal, it's an open game out there. Nobody owns the rights, and you know this. Nobody owns the rights to these keywords. So I'm going to teach you different ways about using keywords in your video to get yourself ranked online. And there's a lot of ways to do that. And you mentioned during our roundtable this past month that you talked about content. I'm going to take what you talked about, because you gave me the basics of it. I'm going to take it to not another level, but I'm going to add on to, I'm going to piggyback to what you said, and that'll give people content, because that's another problem. People go, well, what am I going to YouTube about? How can I capture people's attention? And that's the main thing. Without using black hat methods, there's ways you can do that. Content's a big part of it. SEO, finding the right type of keywords, is the best way to do it.
And why is all this important? As far as why is it important to have videos? Why is it important to use YouTube? Why is that important to your marketing efforts?
Absolutely. Great question. In 2019, Cisco Systems put out a report saying that by the year 2020, the next year, 50% of the searches online will be through YouTube. Now it's still the second largest search engine. It's even larger right now than Facebook. So some years ago, when I got into that, I said, oh my gosh, okay, so it's going to be the second largest. I'm not a typical SEO guy, not at all. I'm very unconventional, but my methods work. And when I discovered how I can rank YouTube online and using these particular techniques that I have, again, I have to emphasize, it's not black hat. It just not. There's a lot of people that will use black hat. I don't use black hat for clients, but the importance of it is, here it is a few years later, we're in 2022, and there's more searches on YouTube now. It's starting to catch up to Google. And if you can get your thumbnail to rank on Google and YouTube, which is what I generally do, then you win. I'm going to show you why. There's keywords people use by going to YouTube, and they'll see the drop down, and I don't use that at all. Because frankly, all you're going to do is rank on YouTube for that. I want the golden fleece. I want Google and YouTube. So I'm going to teach a little trick on how to do that. And some of y'all probably know how to do this, but some of y'all don't. And so let me apply it to those that don't. But it's a neat little trick you can use to rank on Google and YouTube. And that's the important, because you want to rank a business online.
Exactly. Now, when we have our event later this month, do you want to encourage folks to come with questions or their experiences?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very much, during the presentation, I'll take questions as I'm doing the presentation. Now, I've had to shut people down, though, not in a rude way, but somebody will just go on a tangent of asking questions. I'm gonna be there well before the presentation begins. I always work a room also. I want to shake your hand. I want to meet you. If you have any questions that you don't want to tell in front of everybody else, just tell me while I'm meeting you there. And then afterwards, hang around and again, ask me some questions. I will give you the best information I can, as best as I can, and you won't fail. I mean, my techniques work. But again, it's not just YouTube. It's based on SEO using YouTube, and that's what works for me.
It sounds great. We're all looking forward to May 26th at Dallas Digital Marketers event at the City Central offices. Starts at 7:30. networking 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Presentation starts around 8 o'clock. Bring your questions, bring your comments, bring your experiences you've had with YouTube marketing. Love to see you there. And any final words, Tim?
Well, I really am looking forward to seeing people over there because, again, the group is kind of rebuilding a little bit. We want everybody to show up. It's going to be such a fantastic and fun presentation. And I'm going to give you hacks and tips that you've just never heard before that work. I think it's going to help your business out a lot.
Sounds great. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it.
Take care.